Hi everyone, we are back here again at Gilberto Silva podcast show. Me and my friend Tim Chase, always great to speak to you, my friend. How are you doing?
I'm good, mate. I had a corona test last week and it came back negative. So a little bit disappointed I didn't have 10 days of not speaking to my kids or homeschooling.
It's been a nightmare for all the parents in this lockdown because being the teacher of their kids been very challenging. I don't know if I had to do it. How was what I do? I don't know. I need to find an extra teacher to help them out at school. The good thing they grew up,
yeah,
and but online, but because I can't do anything, it's a long time, everything changed. But the good thing they are good students. They are a little bit older. They can sort out things themselves. It's a good thing. Less job for me and my wife.
Nice. It's a shit attitude to have, but I agree with it wholeheartedly.
Interesting result again for Arsenal.
Yeah.
Good 3 points against Newcastle. Very important. Now, when you look back, last year seems like too long, but last year was just a few weeks ago.
It was only a few weeks
and
ago.
we spoke about Arsenal. It was a tough time, The result was not nice, not good. The performance was not better, not good, not improvement. But seems like the result has changed. They started again, get the good points, good results, good performance, especially. I think the performance is always important when it comes to be consistent in this league. And they have done that. Again, in this particular game against Newcastle, good performance. The younger players, once again, did a great job, and some individual performance, really good. But as a team, I think for me, this is always something I really like to talk about. As a team, the team performance was really good.
I think everyone, their sort of base level has increased. So everyone was like a 7 out of 10, except a few standout characters. And we've been saying for a long time now that, in fact, when they're going through the tough period, their only win was against Man U. And then we went through the dark period, and then they started getting a bit of momentum back. And it was Tierney and Saka that we kept saying was dragging the team through there. And I saw from your social media that you were well impressed with them. And they were the people that were using their performances were almost like captains' roles. They're leading by example. And there was those two that dragged people through to this stage. And now everyone sort of, as you kind of rightly said, everyone will start being a part of it. Because obviously Aubameyang went through a bit of a goal drought. And you kind of said he's going to start scoring. There's one thing that strikers like to do is score goals, and they're horrific to live with if they don't score. And he said it's like trying to live with an angry girlfriend or an angry wife if they don't score goals.
No, that's true. They always in a bad mood when they don't score goals. Strikers are like these mostly. Their nature. They like to score goals. That's why they are strikers. And it's always important when a player like Aubameyang score 2 goals in a game like this. It's important to drive Arsenal forward. And as one of the main leaders of the team, it's important to see him. And it's like getting the good mood back.
Yeah.
And on the field and help the team out there get the results. And also, good goals. It's amazing. And CEO Saka, another young player, doing a great job for Arsenal. It's so fantastic to see these young boys, perform very well. Him, the one we spoke about as well, Smith-Rowe. It's amazing. It's amazing. It seems like they are just play some time, with their friends on street when they were young. It's not wearing play in the Premier League. The way they play, it's quite easy. Understanding, of course, their responsibility, but seems for them is pretty easy. They are just doing their job. They just want to enjoy football. They just want to help the team on the pitch, and good for Arsenal that everything's worked with them. They are putting a lot of effort on the pitch and being very impressive with their performance.
Absolutely. So I think one thing that we'll come back to Smith-Rowe in a minute, but I think one thing that Arsenal have been lacking since kind of you and Vieira left, and everyone has been saying it, is that defensive midfielder that controls the game. And I know you're a massive fan of Partey, but he is now back from injury again. Let's hopefully he stays fit, touch wood. But he seems to add so much balance. And I saw your tweet last night. He seems to add a lot of balance to the team. And it seems like with him sort of in that position of a holding midfielder, or defensive midfielder, has let space for someone like Emile Smith-Rowe to be able to play the game that he plays. And that's freed him up, or freed that role up for a creative midfielder that he's then fallen into and is doing an amazing job with it. And it's now got the three kind of most important players on the pitch now for Arsenal are Emile Smith-Rowe, Saka, and Tierney. Those are the ones that people now rely on. I know you've tweeted and we mentioned on the podcast last week that you don't want to put too much pressure on Smith-Rowe, but it's hard not to if there's performances. And I remember a quote, I think it was from Match of the Day, was when Wayne Rooney was, they were going to think about letting him into the England team for either for the Euros or the World Cup. And I think Alan Shearer said, if he's good enough, he's old enough. So don't worry about pressure. He'll find a way to deal with it. But if he's good enough, he's old enough. And I think that's probably where Smith-Rowe is. He seems to take it all in his stride. He has like standout performances. It's not like he's gone in and does one good game, then one crap game, one good game, then one crap game. It seems to be consistent throughout. And obviously another assist last night.
I agree. It is important. The younger players, when they get their opportunity, and from the first time they get it, first start, they understand, their role and do things right, the confidence goes very high, and for them it's they just want to enjoy the game. I agree with this quote from Shearer. Say if you how do you say?
If you're good enough, you're old enough.
Old enough, yeah, it's totally right. Because if they miss their opportunity, how long they have to wait to get it back? Football is like this, sometimes it's about one opportunity you have. And seems like these guys are getting, their opportunity by their hands. And also, and it's important to mention, just to reinforce what you have said about Partey, having him in the middle with the other guys is important, to have the experience of a player like him to help the team. Hope, like you, that he stays fit. This is important for us until the end of the season, because it would be important to have him with everyone fit until the end of the season, because the first part of the competition didn't go so well for Arsenal. But I have an opportunity now to climb the mountain on a different way they have done, on a better way. Because the first part's been so tough, a lot of criticism, a lot of the consistency were not there. Some players out like Partey, he missed a couple of games because of injury. And now he's back. He gave a good balance to the team, helping also Saka and the other guys in the middle. And I hope they keep like this. Everyone's fit and as much as they can, hoping no injuries come in the next couple of games. And Arsenal keep getting the results, because this is what is going to keep them, let's say, the focus to hit the target of why not the top 4.
Yeah.
Maybe it sounds like, Gilberto spoke too much. But why not? I was looking at the table. Depends the result of the next couple of results, And Arsenal have one game in hand. And depends the results, they can, in the next couple of games, have an opportunity to overcome a couple of teams and be in a much better position.
Yeah. Well, Leicester and Chelsea play tonight. So it's like the game in hand that's going to be a huge game for Arsenal to see what happens. But like you said, there are only a couple of wins with the right results going their way. they can go up sort of four places in the table. So I just wanted to go back to the Partey thing. It seems like, you know, when you have, I'm not going to get you to comment on it, but it seems like when there's when the defensive back line has a keeper that's not very confident, isn't performing very well, that makes the whole defensive line feel nervous because they don't trust the goalkeeper. And it seems like as soon as Partey comes in, everyone around him kind of relaxes and focuses on their jobs. So him being there enables everyone just to concentrate on their own job. And it seems like that's the balance maybe you're talking about, is that everyone relaxes and can do their own job. They don't have to worry about what's going on in midfield. But then also, maybe, like I said, because there's now a position for a creative midfielder, with Ozil being left out of the squad and looks like he's moving on, maybe Ozil moving on has been the best thing to happen for Smith-Rowe, because he can now fit in that creative midfielder role and pass the ball around and just generally dictate play a little bit. So, yeah, I think he's been fantastic. I love watching him play. He's kind of like, I was going to compare to someone else, but yeah, that's fantastic. I've just got a direct message, a DM from someone of something I said a minute ago, asking a question. And we mentioned about strikers getting upset when they don't score. What was the biggest tantrum you had from a striker, either in training or in the changing room at a game? Was like Dennis Bergkamp, Ian Wright, Thierry Henry. Which player had the biggest tantrum if they didn't score a goal? Which one was the hardest to live with?
Thierry. Well, now he was not in the best mood when he didn't score, but this is good. Honestly, I like that, because I would be surprised and unhappy, and I would be angry, honestly, if they behave differently. Yeah. Even when you lose a game, for example, maybe you don't perform well. And even when you perform well, you have to be angry when you lose a game. Yeah. Because you lose a game and then you go back and after a few minutes and everything's fine. No, it's not fine. Yeah. And you have to identify what went wrong. What's the point, And you train every week. And when you have the game, you lose the game and everything's fine. It's not. But this mood of Thierry, when he didn't score, the week after, I think made him improve on his game every time, because he was obsessed to score, always trying to find a way how he could beat the defenders, how he could find a way to score. I think this kind of situation, I also see at Ronaldo, the similarities between both of them, two top strikers. And on a bad mood, when they don't score, they always want to get the ball, And but this is a good behavior. After when you don't perform well, or when you don't score as a striker, because you have to find a way. Sometimes it's very individual, because maybe the other players give them the ball, but somehow they miss the target, they miss the chance.
Yeah, absolutely agree. It's like when commentators get upset, or people get upset when a player comes off and gets substituted and they throw their shirt when they sit down in the subs bench, they throw the shirt on the floor, they look pissed off. You want to see that as a fan and as a coach. You want to see that they're pissed off about coming off. If a player sits there going, "Oh, I'm so happy I came off, I get to have an early shower," you'd be like, "Well, how much do you really want to fucking play football, mate?" Do you know what I mean? You've got to be more upset, I feel, to come off, because you want to play. I think I don't understand that thought process about people thinking that it's bad for a player to be upset that they came off.
Oh, you can see this, in my opinion, in two different ways. For example, when I see players throw out the shirts or take them off or whatever, or kick something outside the line, but then you have to understand there is another player, another professional, another colleague that come in for your place. It does not sound disrespectful to the other player, because the other player also trained a whole week. You want to have his opportunity. And this is a coach's decision, the manager's decision to make the change. These are the players. I think be angry is natural. When you think you can play until the end of the game. But they respect, when you cross the other players, and it's important. But also show a good attitude. But it does not mean you don't have to be upset, don't have to be angry because the coach changed you in a type of game. But it's about to find a balance. What's the right balance? Okay, I respect the player that's going to come in on my place, but I'll be upset.
Yeah.
I'll be upset because the manager decision, because I believe he's wrong, because there is a triggered feeling. I'm wrong. I could not be changed by the manager, and the manager say, "It's not play well. I need to make some change to make the team perform better." The manager think about the team performance. The player in this position think about their individual situation. There is always a kind of find what's the right balance. I think the player just show a good attitude, respect the team, respect the player, respect the manager's decision. Yeah. And if you have to sort something out, wait until the next week when you go to the training ground. You are with the nerves down, not at the adrenaline high, and speak to the manager and try to understand if he did something wrong or not, and see what can be improved. Yeah. There's always a better way to solve this kind of situation.
Yeah, like the game, the adrenaline's going, the emotions are running high, let the dust settle a little bit, and then tell the manager off.
Sometimes it's hard, it's difficult to say if it's right or wrong in some occasions, but because the adrenaline is so high when you are out there.
Yeah.
For some players, it's all right to control, but not everyone can control it. Is by their nature, they are a little bit more explosive, and they have to express themselves just to show up. But when you control your emotions, it's always better when you do it inside the house. Don't wash your clothes outside the house. Go inside and sort things out.
Yeah, no, great point. So where were we talking about? Partey, spoken about Partey. Smith-Rowe. So he's obviously he's 3 amazing performances now and another assist last night. Looking like a really strong performance for him. So I guess Saka's been a standout player for this whole period of 12 points in 4 games, I think it is. It's an amazing achievement from him. Such a young player, 3 goals in that time, really leading from the front, leading by example, along with Tierney.
That's good. As we mentioned before, it's important to see the younger players stepping up and take the responsibility because they are part of the team. If they don't perform, Arteta is going to change for another player, try another one. And but I see, Saka now rowing, doing so well. Journey, it's been massive, important for the team. Driving force for the team, helping the experienced players. It's a team player, It's like a team effort. I think it's important. This is we spoke before. The only way for Arsenal to change their situation was to everyone perform as a team. Everyone do their job properly. Otherwise, it would be so tough for them. They would suffer even more. Of course, after this great result, you have to think what's next. What's next? What can be improved? And focus on the next target. How can you be the next opponent? I think these always have to be, in mind when you get a good result, a good performance. How you keep this balance. This is important until the end of the season. I don't see different ways.
I agree. So who's your player of the week then? We haven't done this for a while. Who's your player of the week?
This is going to be interesting because Saka did well. Aubameyang got 2 goals. Rowe. I think I'm going to stick with Aubameyang. I'll give to him. Yeah, I'll give to him because it's great to give credit to striker.
Yeah.
We spoke about him when he was not scoring. How their mind operate. And now, of course, he's more relaxed and just focus again. What's the next step for him?
Yeah, absolutely.
Aubameyang, for me, was the man of the match. And hope he keep this mood.
Let's see if we get another player of the week next week. Anything else you want to chat about?
I have something interesting. Let's talk about the True Challenge team. Because now, as we spoke last year about True Challenge, it's been amazing the job you have done with the Challenge team to help out many millions of people around the world, with the platform. And we have some surprise for this weekend, but I'm not going to tell anybody.
No, that's fine, mate. Don't let the secret out of the bag. We'll be in banging trouble with Soccer A. Oh, there you go. Well, it's to do with Soccer AM. So I can't tell any more than that at this stage.
This Saturday at Soccer AM, let me just speak to Twitter as well. At Soccer AM, True Challenge will be there with a very good surprise. Jim Bullard is going to have something.
That's all we can tell you all about it next week.
Yeah. Yeah, but tell us about, what's the plan for, what's the goal for True Challenge this new year? Because last year, as we spoke, and we have a good result with the True Challenge. People join the platform to sort, helping out with in this lockdown. What people can do in the platform, while we're still in many places, locked without doing anything.
Yeah, so you and I started True Challenge a couple of years ago. And it was basically, TikTok's obviously a great platform, but it's really unsafe. So it's kind of a great place you can get engaged with people in a much safer environment, but that's not particularly cool. But what it is, it's for actually sports fanatics, people that love their football, particularly, can take part in challenges that, for example, Roberto Carlos sets. So Roberto Carlos will start a challenge, and then you can respond to that, and you can win prizes from him. So you can win signed shirt, or follow on Instagram, or follow on TikTok from Roberto Carlos, the Roberto Carlos. But then what he does is the best responses he shares on his social media. So he will share your response to his. So he's got a free kick challenge going on at the moment. He shares your response, but also you can win prizes and stuff as well. So what we found is that it's actually having a much bigger role than we thought, because people are now able to look at their friends taking part in challenges and things. So rather than being stuck at home, not being able to do anything, it gives you something to do. Like I've taken part in a few of the challenges on there. I've broken a few windows with the golf challenge, and I tried to take part in the Roberto Carlos's free kick challenge, and pulled my hamstring and smashed the window of my neighbours next door. So I had to stop that. But yeah, it's just a great platform for people to get involved. I can't tell you too much, but there's some monster challenges coming up with some big clubs, one that you know quite well. And that's all I can say pretty much at this moment in time. I can tell you all about it next week, or we will tell you all about it next week. But yeah, keep your eyes peeled for Soccer AM.
That's good. The platform with some other players and YouTubers also have participated in the challenge. This is good, But also, just mention people. It's a safe environment for kids. Please, when the kid, invite your friends to join the platform and see what is out there. Some nice clips, nice, good, very interesting challenge. The good thing I didn't tell you before is a surprise for you. I think I spoke last year, but I know you forgot everything. Well, the knee is getting better. My knee is getting better. I believe very soon I'll be able to contribute with some clips.
Nice.
Gilberto Silva challenge. It's not going to be biting ankle of anybody.
The red card challenge. How quick can you get sent off?
Yeah, no, I used it before, but this time will be something different.
Do you know what? I do remember you promising one challenge, doing chin-ups.
Oh, this I'm good. Leave to me. How many do you want?
30.
30?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll try.
How many do you reckon you could? What's your record so far?
It depends, Do you want to my shin?
Yeah.
Ooh, let's see. I don't know. A long time I don't practice me.
Do you know what? After you told me that, I tried it in my front room, in my house, and I had to go buy a new light bulb. I wasn't very good to smash the light bulb.
If you try it at the house, you're gonna be, thrown out of the house by your wife. Okay?
Yeah, the garage is a very cold place to live.
Not a good idea. That's why I don't do it inside.
That sounds cool. Yeah, no, look forward, mate. I've been looking forward to these shin-ups. I'm going to have a go at these. So what is the technique to do a shin-up?
Sometimes quite hard, because listen, when I was playing football, some drills you have to do. Sometimes it was quite strange. When the ball comes up to us, somebody give a strong pass.
Yeah.
Sometimes the ball hits the grass first and just come a little bit higher and come to the shin. If you hit to your shin, you become like a clown in the middle of the other place, because it's like hitting the wall and then go back.
Yeah.
But put put the ball in the air with the shin, it's you have to just relax, concentrate on the ball, not hit so hard, just be gentle. But you have to be a little bit flexible, because you have to lift the leg a little bit higher.
Okay.
Yeah, just not lift, Make sure you stretch.
I'll start stretching my hamstring ready for next week.
Yeah, make sure you stretch your hamstring. Avoid injury.
No, I'm looking forward to that. Nice.
Yeah, I'll create this. And I'll invite my son to join me with this. Let's see how it's going to look like.
Well, I'll go to the park and have a go. I'm probably need a few footballs. Oh, I've got to tell you this funny story. So, obviously we're all on lockdown, right?
Yeah.
So I live in Sussex, and the village I live in, have you been there? You know something. So it's a really tiny village, like a country village, really nice, quiet place. And there's a big park about a 5-minute walk from where I live. So in the lockdown, I've been saying to my son that we're going to play football, And he's going, Dad, can we play football? Like, you've got to do your schoolwork. Eventually, we got there and we went with my 8-year-old son, my girlfriend, and I've also got a baby who's 19 months old and a dog. So trying to get all these people out of the house at the same time was a disaster. Anyway, so as we're walking down and my son was carrying the football, he kept bouncing and it kept on going into the road. I'm like, you can't run into the road. You're going to get run over. Stop being an idiot. So I said, right, I'm going to carry it. So I carried the football and my dog and held his hand. And basically, we get to the park and I went, right, here you go, Ben. And I went to do a big drop kick and booted it as hard as I could. And it went straight over the fence into someone else's garden and they weren't in. So the poor kid was waiting to play football for about 3 days. And I kicked the ball straight into somebody else's garden and couldn't get it back. That was it. That was the end of it. Never saw that football ever again.
End of the game.
Waited all day to play football and I lost his football for him before he even had a kick of it.
Disaster.
That's why he was so upset. Basically, get there, boot it over the fence. Never saw the football again.
Dad, what's wrong with you?
Yes, the lesson is never let your dad hold the football.
Maybe you want to play with the dog, that's why.
Yeah, exactly. He didn't want to play football anyway.
That's good. Thank you once again to join me. And see you soon. All the best. Bye-bye, Twitter. Hope it was a good experience.
Who knows? Who knows? So if you're watching this on YouTube, it's available on podcasts on all the podcast platforms. Just search Invisible Wall. If you're listening to this on a podcast and would like to see our ugly faces and what else is going on behind the scenes, go to Gilberto's YouTube channel, which is the Invisible Wall Show on YouTube. So, in fact, should we talk about the competitions or should we talk about the competitions next week?
Maybe next week.
Yeah.
Next week.
So make sure you're listening next week for the competitions.
Exactly. All the best, everyone. See you soon.